From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 1986, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, November 25th, 2015. The FCC's universal licensing system suffered a second and then third shutdown of its electronic batch filing system. One stoppage occurred on Friday the 13th, and shortly after the system was restored on Wednesday, November 18th, it stopped working again. Databar ELLsVEC manager Maria Soma, AB1FM, said she hoped volunteer examiners and applicants would try to be patient, especially since the FCC has indicated there is not yet a long-term fix for the problem. The agency did acknowledge, however, that the on-again, off-again ability to process files stems from the same issue each time. According to Soma, the Databar ELLsVEC had an estimated 400 applications and nearly 150 exam sessions awaiting FCC processing. A few files did manage to make their way through the system on Wednesday, however, before the system went offline again. The scenario was reminiscent of the shutdown that occurred in early September, frustrating license applicants and examiners, while the FCC website underwent maintenance and a system upgrade. Mark Saturday, December 5th on your calendar as the 17th Annual Skywarn Recognition Day. Bobby Best, WX4ALA, tells us why.
Ham radio operators aren't just fair weather friends to local offices of the National Weather Service. They're integral parts of the wireless communication channel that passes along critical information, often during the most severe weather. That's why on Skywarn Recognition Day, when those hams set up operation at National Weather Service offices around the country, they'll look forward to making contact with other hams nationwide on the HF band in various modes, and also on 2-meter and 440 repeaters. The stations will exchange call signs, signal reports, location, and of course, indicate if it's rainy, cloudy, snowing, hailing, or perhaps even sunny. The National Weather Service and the ARRL created Skywarn Recognition Day in 1999. It's going to be a big day for amateurs everywhere who reach out, make contacts, and yes, even say thank you. And it'll be an even bigger day for the nearly 300,000 trained severe weather spotters on the receiving end. After all, December 5th will be their day to shine like the sun itself.
The South Jersey Radio Association, K2AA, incorporated in June of 1916, and the club is marking the milestone of its continuous operation with hats, T-shirts, coffee mugs, certificates, and a centennial membership, open to any radio amateur who'd like to be a part of the celebration.
Richard Von Lintig, KV2R, a member of the Board of Directors for the South Jersey Radio Association, says the idea is to give amateurs across the spectrum a chance to join in the club's celebration. He says those who sign up to join the club for its anniversary year also will get a chance to show off their special affiliation on the air.
They can participate by signing their call sign as /100, which is a slight modification to their call sign, but because they are centennial members, we are allowing that to be done.
He says the club still is waiting FCC approval of that modification. Also, Von Lintig says there's a special bonus for those working centennial members in various contests.
But when they contact the centennial members as well as the regular members, they'll get special considerations and they'll be eligible for these certificates that we'll be awarding. Basically, the idea is to have these people participate as members to increase the popularity and the fun of the contest.
For the Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Mark Abramovich, NT3V, just across the Delaware River from South Jersey, here in Philadelphia.
Thanks, Mark. To find out more, go to www.sjra.org. Also celebrating a centennial soon, the United States National Park Service. And amateur radio is helping to celebrate. While Yellowstone, Mount Rushmore, and the Great Smoky Mountains spring immediately to mind, there's a lot more diversity than you might realize. During World War II, the kind of activations that took place inside government facilities in Hanford, Washington, Los Alamos, New Mexico, and Oak Ridge, Tennessee were of the scientific sort, top-secret components of the Manhattan Project, which developed America's first atomic weapon. Those sites are about to be activated again, this time for amateur radio. The U.S. Departments of Energy and the Interior have declared the locations National Historical Sites, making them eligible for next year's National Parks on the Air event, marking the National Park Service's 100th anniversary. But the agency's caution, these sites are not just another place to set up your rig and antenna. They're considered sensitive locations and are being treated as such. So when the event kicks off next year, it's likely the kind of radio activity this time around won't have the same mission as that during the Second World War. But it's bound to create a powerful reaction nonetheless, this time on the HF bands. More info can be found at awrl.org/NPOTA. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for over 37 years and counting at www.arnewsline.org. With Bobby Best, WX4ALA, Mark Abramovich, NT3V, and Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW 73. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.